Hello friends, this is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, where we are here on 6.2 patch day, but I've been behind in this game, and so I've still got 6.1 stuff to do. So, we got Excitable Youth here, the Sleeping yeah, it's Hildibrand time. The Pungent Lalafell can scarcely conceal his excitement. Wait, I know you, we met in Kugane. Or Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. By the way, I am especially fuzzy on Hildibrand details. I have no memory of this. I'm sure that this was an important part of that questline. I just have no memory of it. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. Okay, good. I'm not supposed to really remember this. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like the one I got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. Oh, you're the stalker. Gotcha, okay. Creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashu to Kugane, I don't want to actually start saying it like that, to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years. I don't like calling anyone a creepy little bastard, that's kind of mean, but he is a stalker. So let's go with the option number 1. Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest stream. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. It's okay. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. You're not leaving her alone? Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then huzzah! I found her here in Razathan. I had totally forgotten. So the end of the... Because this was a long time ago, because Hildibrand wasn't at all in... I mean, he was briefly in... I didn't see him in Shadowbringers, but I remember seeing a video that he was apparently, like... He could appear in that, that 5.3 dungeon, like, briefly, like, as a light image, but... Yeah, at the end of Stormblood, he got, like, popped into a portal and Nashu went after him, I guess. Normally, I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent, invisible guardian. Please don't. Oh my god, can I call the cops on you? But she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. Okay, so, yeah, he's here too. My Nashu, don't call her, you're not... has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. I will help your dearest Nashu. Okay. And with you, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. Please don't. Please do not do that. Save my beloved. I don't like that character. Nashu, on the other hand, I like quite a lot. Nashu Makaraka. And that should do it. Now to take this medicine and... Nashu's great. Nashu is quite great. Core Kakushu! Right, she has like a... I'm not going to do it, but not because I can't, but like, because I cannot, I'm not going to do it. But she has like a Cockney accent, isn't she? Like, "Core blimey," like that sort of thing. Feels like it's been forever, though definitely less than a year, I'm sure. It has not been less than a year. It's been multiple years. I know that you're trying to slip that in there, but no, it's been multiple years. What brings you to Razathan? What brings you to Razathan? Enjoying a spot of adventuring, or perhaps... Oh, what is it, pigeon? Then you've heard, it's true. Oh, God, okay. Inspector Hildibrand's gone into hibernation again and... Wait, you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So back on the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with dew prism and was forced to whisk us all far away? I remember that we got... I remember that Greg was involved somehow. I didn't remember that he was the one who whisked us away. But I do remember, now that you bring it up, like I sort of remember that. How that strange rift opened up when the inspector got sucked in, and how I followed him in after that. Goodbye. Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right, and so we wandered, lost and confused. That had to be a, It had to be just like an internal story or some kind of internal development hiccup, right? Like they had, that was setting it up for them to be sent to the first, and I guess they just never didn't have time for it. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained we were in the interspectorial rift. It's not the... Okay. And then used the same trick to bring us home. Easy as that. All planned. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Something about a score he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. I guess he had to... I mean, he already beat Necrophobe. I'm trying to think what other score he had to settle in the rift. Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that Inspector Hildibrand hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs his beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time, and we've got cases to solve. I've been trying hard to get trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from Shakshuka Concern. You remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? I remember... Oh my god. I remember a lot of this stuff is vague bells, but I'm just going to try to roll with it. You got sucked into the rift right alongside us. Former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you got to know him. Are you Mr. Chupacabra? Jabraka. Pleased I am to meet you once more, and under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jabraka, chairman of the Sajatra Concern. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? Again, this is all very vague. Like, I remember something like this person, but, you know. And I do remember enjoying I think the Stormblood one was probably my favorite of the Hildibrand quest lines. I just don't remember a lot of the details. Like, the things I loved about it weren't Mr. Chupacabra. It was Vivi. I remember Vivi and, like, the drawing he did of, like, the little family with him and Nashu, and the old people, like, transform. I think the old people transformed into, like, young people was that again. Was that? Or was that Heaven's Word? Gosh, I don't remember. I apologize. I pray you forgive me my poor joke and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Since my return, I've operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I made arrangements for Miss Nashu's work. No, all right, I think the Vivi stuff was Heaven's Word, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure that was the case, but yeah. Yeah, Stormblood was like the sword was like it was the one where it turned out that Yojimbo was Greg. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildibrand awaken and return to full health. And with that, if you'd excuse me, okay. I like your ruffs. An innocent smile. A childlike innocent smile. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? Oh, that's right. I just finished my latest medicine. I got high hopes for this new recipe. I suppose I ought to get a good look at the Manderville man himself. Medicine might not do us any good. I don't think we can really help him, but we'll try. Really? Well, you've seen all kinds of amazing things in your travels, so maybe you'll be able to tell what's wrong with the inspector if you get a look at him yourself. He's resting in a room up in Kama. Let's go. Off she runs. She's so enthusiastic. How can you... She's such a doofus, an enthusiastic doofus. How can you not love Nashu? I'm sure plenty of people do not love Nashu, but I am not one of them. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taking care of everything, even paid the rent in full. I don't know what his plan will be, but it'll... Look at this cool player costume. That's awesome. Who is that? That's Lilac Moondrop. Lilac Moondrop, if you ever see this, your costume is awesome. Your transmog or glamour is awesome. I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? Alright. Let's really zoom in on him. The question is, are they going to have an option? No, they're not. Probably for the best. The arm. All right, let's work our way down from down to up. Execute, inspect. The exquisite buckles of the stylish footwear are a design unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. They're pretty slick. They're like pilgrim shoes, aren't they? Like ruffly, feathery versions of that. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only on the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troublingly, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. I mean, he's breathing, so he's not dead, so that's good. It's probably good. Rugged features belie what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. Is Nashu narrating this? While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. I didn't even think of that. So it really was. So we did see him, and he was canonically in the first. That's a neat touch. Cat napping out on her feet. Nashu. Oh, finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? Well, he's a soulless, which is less than ideal. Let's be kind to her. I suspect he may have been summoned to another reflection. I see. I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know this much. I know that much. How do we wake him up? Yeah, she's got it. Return his soul to his body, but where did it go, and what's it doing there? Probably went to the first to become the gentleman of darkness, as you do. I think it's gone to another world, wholly unlike ours, but still slightly like ours. A world of contrast. We got to go the gentleman of darkness. He's got to become the gentleman of darkness. He's been Zombiebrand, he's been a lot of things, and now he's this. I see. Right, so you can go there? Great. I'll leave the soul searching to you. Oh my good lord. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you've arrived in this otherworldly place, look for a world in this otherworldly world. Look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue, and chat with people there. That's standard agent of inquiry protocol. And since this is Inspector Hildibrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep or having forgotten a thing or two. No worries, I am often asleep, and I often forget a thing or two as well. But not to worry, I've prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy IV's Frying Pan of Love. Is that going to be the wake-up medicine? Like how we woke Yang up? It looks like we've got a cat butt in the image. Now we've got the whole cat. When in doubt, use Nashu's Delights to blow the cobwebs right out. The inspector will thank you after, I'm sure. What drugs are you calling Nashu's Delights? I don't have him in my quest log. No, yeah, I do. Oh god, right, it's just a bomb. It's just a bomb. It's just a bomb. Yep, I forgot. It's a more explosive frying pan of love. We're in the first, talking to Glinard the barman. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? Hume, Burley... That's right, they call him Humes in this, don't they? Burley wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. I don't like calling... I don't know. We'll go with... He was wearing a tattered suit, most like. Seems kinder. Yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. That's where I heard he was, too. Oh my god, I'm so happy Jihad is here. Jihad, come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. Oh, that's so. Make it quick. This ale isn't gonna drink itself. If it ain't Kakushu, what brings you to our neck of the woods? Jihad is... I loved all the Shadowbringers role quests. They were all great, but the healer one was the best, and Jihad was largely the reason. The healer one was my favorite. Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that. Back there on the field, back after you ran off to do some more hero work. Oh, that's... I don't know what that accent is. At first I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the Spirit Whatsits. But no, he just stood there, striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could... Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, ghost!" And sent him packing. I see we have a Thor Ragnarok fan on the writing team, and I am all here for it. Wah! Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what, am I a chirurgeon? Also, I've kept me mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Okay, goodbye, Jihad. Could it be the Warrior of Darkness? So this is not, so clearly this is not Hildibrand. Because he doesn't know me by that term, by that name. Thaler. Were these the two people who were, like, inspired to go adventuring by Elidibus? I thought it was your voice, but I was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Vonner, didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. Is that what they're calling him? We've been searching for him for some time now. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonner and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We've little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's just like, oh my god, he's lost in time between the rift posing. He's not caused any harm if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. It will, trust me it will. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Vonner. Kakushi's come back to track down a missing friend. Your miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. I wouldn't call him a friend per se, but I do happen to be looking for a man prone to posing. He's not quite a friend. I don't think I'm worthy, but I can try to be. If you're the man we're looking for, if the man we're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. Thaler, it would be an honor and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join me in Sullen when you finish there. We'll solve the... Alright, excellent. We're going to be on the same team. I'm happy for that. I'm just... It took me aback for a second seeing Sayala. Still just a barmaid. I mean, by just a barmaid, I mean, she was the former, like... Oh, God. What a cool capper on the whole role quest that was. Sullen villager. A villager in Sullen. I don't know the villager's temperament. Did I see him? You bet I did. I was crossing the forest through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the Ostal Imperative. And out of nowhere, this odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but he abruptly leaned his head to the side, turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know, it was baffling. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. So you were waiting for him to do something else and he didn't, and you're like, ah, he's not doing anything else. There's more people here, right? Yeah. I'm sorry you went through such a traumatic... Is that person named Dadfort? I think it is. He looks like a dad fort. Sullen Elder. Oh, that fellow. I saw him the other day. On the way home from Clearmelt, I'd enjoyed one too many libations after me bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. The sun was dipping low, the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if ever I'd make it home. Then I felt a gentle tug at my arm, so he could actually... So he's a kind of force ghosting his way around, but he can touch people? And would you believe it? This odd-looking man led me out of the forest and set me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply, just struck this pose and walked off. Interesting, okay. Tell him to come and visit. I owe him a drink or two for his kindness. That helps redeem him. He's a goofus, but he's also, like, he's generally well-meaning. That makes up for a lot. For me, anyway. Sullen woman. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was out picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form. He's not an unattractive dude, I'll say that much for him. But he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forests and that I should be wary. He was quite gentlemanly. And she says, contrary to appearances, his appearance is quite... Well, his appearance is pretty ridiculous, but it's like a parody of gentlemanly. Thaler. Finished questioning the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? Not only has the poser caused no harm, he's even helped people. He's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Yes, correct on both counts. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the Forest of the Lost Shepherd. All right, we're going to look there. Oh, here we are, but how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are... woods? Yeah, it's a big place. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the warrior of darkness. Show us what you got in mind. We'll back you up to the best of our ability. I don't know what my plan is. I don't know what I expected. I honestly don't know what I was expecting. Perform the Manderville Mambo. Okay. Hark! What? And on this point of, I don't know if it's a cultural thing or not, but the sound effects always just detract from the humor for me. I really don't like the sound effect. The like boings, squeak, squeak, squeak. I don't know. And it's not. I feel like it's a cultural thing because oftentimes, I often look at like cute animal videos. Who doesn't like to look at those? And a lot of the ones I see that are Japanese, or Korean too, but mostly Japanese, I guess, have a lot of those like cartoon sounds in them. So maybe it's just a cultural humor thing, but boy, does it detracts from me from stuff that would be funnier. What gentlemanly gyrations are these? We've summoned him. He's just been wandering. Oh, you're on top of the tree? Why do you have wings? What in the hell? Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. That's pretty great. The boss music. We're not fighting him as a Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. He's It's also a little bit of a horrifying costume if it's just a costume. Like, this was a major tragedy that caused titanic loss of life. On your guard, it's a Sin Eater. Quick, kill him. No, wait, that's no Sin Eater. It's the Gentleman of Light. It's Hildibrand. You know what? Well, I think we have to go whole hog. It's the Gentleman of Light. Gentleman of Light. Who is this Gentleman of Light of whom you speak? I am the Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinaire. That seems... I question your choices if that's the persona you're taking on. You're not a Sin Eater. It's not his fault in this case because he's like, this is actual memory loss, I'm guessing. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a no, you know, you're not a Sin Eater. You're Hildibrand, the Gentleman Spectre. No. Yeah, you're... We'll remind him of his zombie brand days. Inspector Sin Eater. Inspector Sin Eater. Don't be Inspector Sin Eater. You're acquainted with this gentleman? Sort of. Right then. Clearly your friend has been through a lot, but how did he get in his head that he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? Just punch him. Oh, no, we have the bombs. That's right, we have Nashu's memory devices. Explosives! We're still trying to save him, right? We're using what one anime calls concussive therapy. Kakushu's got arm strength. He just tried to bump it like a volleyball? I don't know if physics says that that will stop it for... Okay. You know, yes. Yeah, so this is straight up volleyball. Bump, set. You're going to spike it down? Yeah, like stuff like that little honk, like I could really do without. Wicked White, we've killed him. Now you don't know you're in Looney Tunes yet. Yeah, he's still in like actual Shadowbringers. He thinks he's in the MSQ. Don't worry, you're in the side quest. We're good. I say, Kakushu. Okay, now you're back to your ragged. I don't know how your tuxedo changed color. I guess it's all the soot from the explosion. I had resigned myself to Nashu's ungentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend. I am sorry. Not that sorry, but a little sorry at least. Never mind. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectorial Rift. It was the They're getting... Oh, that's right. Everyone they have the Echo too. I forgot. That was... Yeah, everyone has got the Echo. So this is from during that quest when, yeah, during the quest. He popped up and then Giat popped him. Did he always appear in this dungeon? Or is it just like a rare Edda Black Bosom type thing? Where am I? Who am I? So this is him trying to seduce her. So he's able to make physical contact even then. Well, I guess all of them were. Oh no, he was summoned by the spirit of... Got calves. He was summoned by the spirit of Elidibus, right? As like a hero from the others, as a hero to fight alongside him, but his will was too strong. His mind was unbreakable. That sickening light, that aggressive posturing, I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't you? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. God bless Giat. Piss off, ghost. Thank you, Korg. Yep, just into the mountain. Well deserved. Nice job, Giat. Is a Sin Eater really gonna... What horse-faced Sin Eater is this? I guess it just thinks he's a perch. He's like a branch. Sin Eater hijinks. Do we have a thumbnail? We might have a thumbnail. Too hot for YouTube. Run for your lives, it's a Sin Eater. And so he thought they were talking about him? No, he saw that. And his mind got, like, warped or something. Okay. A Sin Eater. I'll be damned. I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a Sin Eater. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Poor Thaler. God, I feel bad for Thaler. It's like he's just a regular straight man character getting sucked into this cartoon nonsense. Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we, and why is it so purple? The first, you say? The first what? Are you telling me we've somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Good gods, to think I have transcended the very boundaries of time and space. But worry not, my adoring fans. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will return to you forthwith. How are you going to? How are you going to get back? Isn't it intensely challenging to cross the rift? Not like it matters for a Hildibrand quest, because he could just have sheer desire, and that'll help him get through. Sheer willpower will work for him. When we go. I can't help but feel that this is not what the echo was intended for. Well said. Is there nothing this man can't withstand? There really isn't. Like, he's... It's sort of like how, if you're looking for a true superhero, like, in any of those, like, would Batman beat Spider-Man, you know, beat this anime character? Like, the person who wins is Bugs Bunny. Like, that's the strongest character, or Hildibrand. Like, those are the characters that, if they actually fought, that you'd want on your team. A soulful reunion. Hildibrand is back and full of spectral beings. While I've enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first, you've been here for a while, actually. That I can remember. We should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? Can we? Is it? I mean, it's tough to make a soul vessel, right? Store my spirit with a soul vessel. Your cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It's not unlike brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. Is that what, what's their name? Dog person? I can never remember their name. Like that person's voice. Is it whatever their name is? They have a great voice. I didn't mean that as a mocking thing, but it's a very unique voice. Becklug, that's their name. I know a soul sommelier named Becklug. Splendid, I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let's pay this Becklug a visit. I'm not sure what you're plotting to do with souls, but if you require Becklug's assistance, we can help. Aye, they've aided us time and again. I reckon they do the same for you, friend. You're a friend here. Come with us to... Okay, alright, excellent. Ah, the genius soul sommelier. You come highly recommended by Kukushu, and what an adorable little puppy you have. Oh my god, you're going to... So what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but Becklug is an adorable puppy, but that's probably... And their tail is wagging. Look at that. That's probably not the best thing to say. Puppy, who is this imbecile Kukushu? I have half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. But I presume he's a friend of yours, one in need no less? Yeah. Yes to the make him dig a hole so you can throw him in it. But another of your friend that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do last time? Seriously. His case was no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul as they were. Another soul vessel. Yeah, we need we need some help. Is he going to make his own piggy? His own Angelo? Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a poxy on hand. We've been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into sin eaters. Okay, this is important, I guess, compared to that. There is, however, one concern. The process can place great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there's a chance his will not survive. That his very essence will be rent asunder. I am not worried about that. You could drop a planet on this dude's head and he'll be fine. It's a risk I'm willing to take. For what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. Haha! Kukushu knows me all too well. I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog, you needn't worry for Hildibrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried, and they have. Yeah, he could beat God. Doesn't matter which god. Come along then, Hilda. I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me to the soul siphon and I shall hop right in. I'm not sure it works like that. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. You don't not hurt him on my account. Do whatever you follow your heart, Becklug. You will be pleased to know the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take his spirit vessel back to the source and bring him in contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his soul and memories intact. I'm glad we got to see the first with Hildibrand, but I still think that there was likely, like, that they I mean, I guess I don't know, but if I had to put money on it, I wouldn't put a lot of money, but I would put at least a little bit of money that they intended to have a Hildibrand quest line in the first and just didn't have time. Like, having him jump through a rift before Shadowbringers is too specific of a thing. If there's nothing else, Vonnegut and I should be getting back to our duties. Yeah, forget this ever happened. It'll be fine. It was a pleasure, Kakushu, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened. Me too. But I'm glad I was there for it. That sums up the Hildibrand quest. Till we meet again, rest assured Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. Not just the Hildibrand quest, that also explains a lot of the FromSoft games. I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy I'm playing it. Nashu, I'm sorry to say it worked. Maybe he died? Maybe his body died. You're back, not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. Gentlemanly spirit vessel. A brightly glowing soul spirit vessel that currently houses the resolute spirit of Inspector Hildibrand. He is resolute. The Inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The Inspector's body has gone missing. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. Did Greg find him? Did the evil pharmacist take him? Probably the evil pharmacist. Every door was locked, and there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. I can't imagine he just woke up. He needs his soul. The case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation. Okay. I honestly don't know what is likely for this. Devaz. Did I see anyone carried out of the house? I'm too distracted with stock taking to make note of any comings or goings. Sorry. Dubious individual. Yes, a most distressing situation indeed. What in the name of anime is going on with your eyes? Tell me everything you know. The inspector's life is in jeopardy. I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack. So heavy he strained to lift it. Just keep reading. Just keep reading. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. The alchemists of this town truly can work wonders. Alright, let's see who the dubious individual with the sci-fi eyes is. This demon hunter. Ah, there you are! The man says he has vital information that'll help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Delion. Delion? Delion? I'm gonna go with Delion. Editor-in-Chief of the Thavnarian Truth. A monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Okay. Okay. Do we really need like what's the article? What's the news that always publishes Batboy articles? Is it it's not the Enquirer. It's I don't remember, but I don't even know if they're still around. But there's enough actual otherworldly stuff here that okay. Your companion shared with me news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who was behind the incident. but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. Like, that's probably outlandish, but it's very possible. They come from the heavens, from the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped bodies to study our world. Our society, our buildings, our very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be, you protest. Oh, but it could be, and it is. Your dear friend, the inspector, has been abducted by aliens. I mean, we just went and fought a bunch of aliens, and sympathized with them, and learned their tragedies, so... Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. Don't narrate in the second person. After all, they just want to understand us better. You poor deluded child. That they do, but to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world. I mean, so could it be poo-poos? Like, those are like the aliens from Final Fantasy VIII? Like, the actual, like, flying saucer, like, aliens? What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Charlayans are in league with our... Are we really going to mix the Loporrits in with... Are we really going to mix the Loporrits in with this? I see Stalker Guy in the background. Stop being creepy. Oh my god, this friggin' quest line. The Charlayans are in league with our would-be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The final days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos, that our world would be easy to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those who did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions, but it would seem that events here have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Radz-at-Han. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a... Why would the Loporrits throw him into a sack? Your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in their base on the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe... Don't be ridiculous, no one can live on the moon. Where they poke and probe him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. I'm so happy I got to read that sentence. But I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. Your pants are... Okay, alright. Good luck. Oh no, that sounded awful. We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once. I think he was a few materials short of a full meld. At least he got the floppy ears part. Okay. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not, then who is probing him? God bless you, Nashu. Nashu 100% writes fanfic about... No, I don't know. That might be... I don't know if... Nashu definitely writes fanfic. I'm just not sure if she does it about Hildibrand. A man carrying a suspiciously large sack. That sounds promising. What if it's like 3 Loporrits in a trench coat? Someone up ahead may have seen something. Alright. Nashu is now accompanying you. Okay. It'll be the man with the large sack. Let's just ask to see if any of the men here have a large enough sack for us. That's the big question of the day. Discuss the Arcosodra. Bariga and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts too. Longer than anyone I've ever met in Eorzea. It's a good quality of theirs, it's true. Daritri. The man with the sack. Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Alzadal's path and went over to the fountain, where he was met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. Just keep... That has to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. Discuss the fountain. Incredible, isn't it? Reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. Agreed. A man with a large sack. Ha! I bet I saw. You bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first, I told him to get lost. The bird and I go way back and so forth. But he was in a hurry, and his offer was very generous. That's right, Pigeon. I'd sell you if the offer is generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental. Now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. That's right. Come here. Let me sell you to for a stack of pigeons. Sell you at the first offer I get. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was muttering something about having to get to Saltwind's Welcome in a hurry. Probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Kakushu? We need to head to Saltwind's Welcome right away. There's a description, there's a summary from Hildibrand's perspective in the quest log. I am myself again, or am I? While I have come to realize the forgiven gentleman was no more than a figment of my imagination, the fact remains that my burly body and saintly soul have been separated from one another. I am trapped in this world of dazzling purple known as the First, unable to reunite with my physical form. And then it's just a summary of it, but apparently we might get these inspector's logs as we go. So I will keep an eye on the quest journal here. Over there, that man is definitely up to no good. Oh god, what are you looking at? Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator? We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. So there's no way Hildibrand's in the sack. The question is, what is in the sack? Oh, I guess he is in the sack. I was wrong. Mr. Chupacabra, but he expressly told us he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? No, he said he would put his evil schemes behind him. The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payment as promised. Why do you want Hildibrand? My client will be most pleased. Is it someone just looking to get Hildibrand? Is this Ultros? No. Is he going to feed the Inspector the giant sea? That's not a sea monster. That's an enemy I know. I just don't know where I know him from. That's a model I know. That's Lugai, yeah. It's an honor and pleasure as always, Dr. Lugai. I have faith this specimen will meet with your satisfaction. Why do you have rocket okay. So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world, the Manderville Man. I was not expecting Dr. Lugai, of all people, to be here for a wacky side quest. He's the person, because he's the person who, like, was more, like, sadistic and, like, careless of human life in, like, the serious way. Like, he was jolly, but in a Kefka jolly sort of way. Like, he wasn't actually jolly. None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of marital abuses. Martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalamud itself and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. You know what? I do not blame Dr. Lugai for this. Also, didn't Dr. Lugai die? Didn't we kill him? I guess this is his robot version. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never wake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors can't fight while asleep. Look at the metal teeth he has. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy. Oh, poor Barnabas. Or Balnab. In the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body mine to command, I will exact a bloody, glorious revenge. Right, so he was like... When we fought him in the Tower of Babel, he was like kind of a gross zombie creature, and this is just a metal form that's very similar to that, right? I know, it's just an intensely cool form. Forgive my boldness, Dr. Lugai, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not. With the Telophroi gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus isn't entirely at my disposal. Really? I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer with no comeuppance. I will suffer no comeuppance. No, not you! Not now! I must away! Alright, Team Lugai is blasting off again. By blasting off, I mean he's just running away. Oh my god, and the friggin' creeper is in the background. Wait, Dr. Lugai, my payment! Wake up, Inspector! Like, Lugai was the orchestrator of serious, legitimate tragedy, and that's why it's weird for him to be in this role. I don't mind it because that was a different game. It's just that's my memory of him. Could it be? The world's no longer purple. Nice throw, Nashu. Is he just doing a push-up there? Stop moving, damn you! You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge! Oh, you just push the self-destruct button? Oh, no, you push the blast-off button. Gotcha. But you push only the left blast-off button. Is he gonna... Oh, no, you push the whole thing. Mummy. The music. She's just happy to have him back. She's just happy he's back, have him back in this dimension. Not again. He's really been through a lot, this poor guy. Yeah, that's the correct button. Nice job. She's just so happy for him. No! Wait, does Lugai have feelings for Hildibrand? Because, I mean, is that what that was supposed to indicate? Because it's understandable. Like, Hildibrand exemplifies the endurance that he wishes he had, so maybe that's, yeah, maybe that's the sign. Are you my Nama? Okay. So Lugai is still... Robot Lugai is still surviving. Okay. I say that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my old world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Nashu is the purest, most sincere bomb thrower. What's happening? Is it the poo-poos? No, but it's certainly the poo-poo saucer. It's just, it's got to be the Loporits using the poo-poo thing. Go after him. Talking to Nashu, not me. I'm fine staying behind. Was that a chicken? I think that might have been a chicken. No, those are, yep, you got a few of those, I don't remember the name of them, but those Thavnarian chickens. That is a poo-poo vehicle, right? Alright. Wait, Inspector! No worries, you can hop on my teleport. I knew it, an alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. Hello, Delian. This month's issue of the Thavnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. Just when I thought we had finally had the Inspector back, off he went, and then came back and floated off again. He is a mobile gentleman. Yeah, I think we have to go off to the moon. I know it's not the first time he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. You didn't look disappointed. You looked like you were a happy cat. Still, no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Radzat Han. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again, and where have you gone? This won't do. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant, Nashu, will solve the mystery of your disappearance. Again. And don't you worry, Kakushu. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. And so this new lead is supposed to come at some point in, is it this patch? Is it 6.2? 6.25 maybe? I think it's coming like this at some point in this patch cycle rather than 6.3, right? Meanwhile in Mare Lamentorum. It just pooping him right out onto the moon. Is it just going to be like the things that look like... Because this is the profile of a poo-poo. It's just going to be a Loppert, though, isn't it? No, it's an actual poo-poo. Yeah, it's pretty friggin' cute. That is not a twist I expected. The astute-minded explode. I'm not singing. He'll find the crime, crack the case in a flat, dashing debonair. Agent of Inquiry, Hildibrand Manderville. This is astounding. Truth and justice never go out in style. See you, Inspector. Did it catch the creeper? It might have caught the creeper. I couldn't tell if that was Nashu or the creeper. I was not expecting the end to, like, the 80s run on the beach. I wasn't expecting any of that. Okay. Nice pen. Okay. That's it for now. I think I'm done forever. Next time we'll continue with the 6.1 stuff. I think I'm going to go to that hippo quest that was on... And I think that might be the last thing for now. But I'm going to go to that hippo quest that was in... it was in somewhere near outside Radz-at-Han. Yeah, so I'll check that out, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It all helps get the video get shared, and certainly makes me feel good as someone who is never sure if anyone's ever going to watch this, so I appreciate it. See you all later. Bye-bye.